Hi everyone, I'm Gomity, your America's Test Kitchen host, and I'm excited to have you here with me. Today's focus is chilies, and we're going to learn a lot about chilies and also make two delicious recipes along the way. So thank you for joining me, and I'm excited to share some ATK tips and techniques and recipes with you. So chilies get a bad rap, I know, because I come from India and everybody thinks hot food. Chilies can be very hot, but they don't have to be. They can be pretty mild and just add fruity flavor to a dish. And though they all belong to the genus capsicum, they range from mild bell peppers to chili peppers, what are known as chili peppers, like Scotch bonnets and habaneros. And they all have a different level of heat, not just in terms of the different types of chili peppers that there are, but within species. So for instance, you might have a poblano that's really, really mild, and then you might have another poblano, and when you cut into it, the residual oils can leave your fingers with an uncomfortable burning sensation. So always be careful when you're working with chilies. You use gloves. If you don't have gloves at home, you could just put a sandwich bag over your hands, or if you are going barehanded, like I am today, you should always remember to wash your hands with warm water and soap when you're done, and not touch your eyes or your face, because the oils and the chilies can really be unpleasant on your skin. So today, let's start with our first recipe, which is shrimp a la diabla, or shrimp of the devil, and that's only scary sounding in its name. It's really quite mild, and for it we're using guajillo chilies. If you don't have these, chilies from New Mexico work really well too. They're very mild, and these just add a raisiny, fruity depth to the dish that we're making, and they're really wonderful to work with. We're using dried chilies today. In the next recipe, we're going to be using some fresh chilies too. So chilies can be used dried, fresh, powdered, whole, cut up, but it's good to remember that the seeds of the chili and the pith is where much of the heat is concentrated. So if you don't like a lot of heat, you can get that out. And if you do like heat, then you can leave some of it in. So what I'm going to show you is how to prepare some of these chilies. I have 6 that I've already stemmed and seeded and cut up into 1/2-inch bits. As you can see, I just cut that off. And I bought chilies at the supermarket the other day. You can see the seeds in them. There you go. So I'm opening them up. And what I was looking for when I was buying the chilies to make sure that they were fresh was that they were pliable, sort of elastic, and bended really easily, because there's nothing worse than using a dried chili, and what you get really is just a dusty taste rather than any kind of rich flavor. So I've seeded this one. I'm just going to open it up a little bit. It's easy to tear. And then I'm also going to pull out that membrane so you don't get much heat at all. So you can see I'm pulling out that membrane there. And you move this here so you can see what I'm doing. And then I'm going to cut them into 1/2-inch bits. We're going to toast the chilies in the Dutch oven to increase some of their flavor, enhance some of their flavor. And before we do that, we want to either tear them like this, that's how easy it is to tear, that means that they're fresh, or cut them into 1/2-inch bits like this. You can cut with kitchen shears and put them in a bowl. I have 6 other chilies that I've already done that too, and first I wipe them down with a damp cloth, get them clean, get any grit off of them, and then I am preparing them here. And the reason I'm cutting them into bits is so that they toast evenly, and also when I grind them up, blend them up in the sauce, they blend up smoothly rather than leaving chunky bits. This is a smooth sauce that first you want to toast the chilies for flavor and then grind up in the blender. So you can see some more of this membrane that I have here. I'm getting that off. We're going to be serving this dish over rice. You can also serve it with a nice crusty baguette if you like. So even if you're not a big fan of heat, and these are not very hot, but if you don't like some heat, then the carb is going to cut some of that heat for you. All right, there we go. The membrane and the seeds are out. And now we can cut up this last one, which is the eighth guayadillo chilies that we're using. Oops, come back, chili. All right, chilies are used in different kinds of cuisines all over the world, and some of them are used for their heat, some are used for their color and their flavor. What's in this? So we have these, which are not very spicy, and we are also going to add some chipotles, which are smoked peppers, and we're going to add those to add a touch of heat to our dish.